What's up, man? Just getting in my gym and my tan, and I'm guessing if you clicked on this video, your physique isn't where you want it to be, and the same thing with your overall health, energy, and vitality. And if you're like me, you've been steered in many wrong directions. You've tried the classic gym bro lifestyle, drinking the protein shakes, taking creatine, doing the chicken, rice, and broccoli, only to find out that you can do it for like 3 months, and then you end up crashing out and you're right back to where you started. Or maybe you've gone down the crash diet rabbit hole like I have, doing carnivore or doing the fasting, and then you find out again, you could only do this for 3 months, and then you end up crashing out and you're right back to where you started. And that's exactly why these are called diets, because they are not long-term sustainable solutions. They're just quick fixes to help you lose weight in the short term. And if you're like me, you're going to the gym and you're getting these lackluster results, this shit is devastating because you're seeing all these people make these crazy fitness transformations, and then it's like you going to a job and you're the only one not getting paid for your work. So finally, after 8 years of trial and error, I was finally able to crack the code and find out that not only a workout routine or a diet plan was what I needed to gain true health, true energy, and true vitality. What I needed was a whole lifestyle change. And no, the answer wasn't eating raw meat and raw eggs. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how something as simple as gym tan beef can transform your physique and give you true health and true vitality. And I commend you for being here, brother, because this is the first step to making your fitness transformation and changing your physique and gaining true health. And now this isn't magic, it's like anything else. It's something that you're going to have to internalize and work on every day. And it's not gonna happen in weeks, it's gonna happen in months. But with that, I want to get right into it. So if you're watching this video, you probably feel more like the guy on the left here. Fat, weak, depressed, out of shape, suffering from chronic back pain, chronic acne, and overall just thinking it's all over for yourself. And you probably think it's impossible to transform into the guy on the right. Jacked, lean, shredded, full of energy and vitality for life. But don't worry, brother, I'm going to show you exactly how I gained 20 pounds of muscle and lost 20 pounds of fat in 90 days while finding true health using gym tan beef. And I did this all without eating disgusting food and using your basic mainstream fitness advice. Throw the chicken, rice, and broccoli out the window, the quinoa, because that's not sustainable. Bodybuilders give you fitness advice because they want to look good for 1 day out of the year. But after they look good for that 1 day, then they get fat, they start eating processed food, and they just blow up. We want to look good every day out of the year. And that's why Joe came to me. Joe wanted that classic V-taper look. He wanted to bring in his waist, so that's what we did for him. And then this is Joseph. Joseph just wanted to lose weight and gain muscle. Mainly lose weight, as you can see here. And on Gym Tan Beef, he was able to lose just over 100 pounds. I think he came in at 102 pounds of weight loss. But not only that, he was able to take what I taught him in Gym Tan Beef and then utilize that by himself, and he was able to take his gains even further. Like, this was just on Gym Tan Beef, and you should see him now. He's even more cut up and more muscular. And then this is Brennan. Brennan just wanted a bigger frame. Brennan is a tall guy, he's 6'3", and he felt small in his big body, if that makes sense. So he wanted to put on more muscle, build more bone mass, and so we really worked on his frame. And you're going to hear a testimonial from Brennan later on in the presentation and really hear what he thought about Gym Tan Beef. Now, before I get too far into it, I just want to go over how I came here. How did I get to the place where I was that fat, that inflamed? Because I was constantly tired. I was unmotivated. Like, you can see how much acne I have here. And this program isn't for fixing acne, but it is a side effect of the program. But I want to show you this because acne is inflammation. Acne is your body telling yourself that there's something wrong. You're doing something wrong and you need to heal. And if you don't listen to it, then you're going to end up like me in that picture, and you're going to end up full of acne like this. And what it really came down to is the modern life versus Gym Tan Beef. And so I was working a 9 to 5, and I hated this 9 to 5. So because I hated my job so much, I would drink after work. And if I wasn't drinking, I was smoking weed. And then that led to eating fast food or eating processed food. And soon I just blew up. And you can see how depressed I am here. Like they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Look at my eyes here and then look at my eyes here. Look how inflamed my cheeks are here, and then look how chiseled I am here. And then this guy's frown is out of depression. This guy's frown is confidence. Because after graduating my 9 to 5, I just literally became consumed by the modern world. Like I was your basic NPC, your basic office worker. And I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with this if you've started a 9 to 5, losing your health and your happiness. But don't worry, brother, because I'm going to show you it's not all over. Because after Gym Tan Beef, I transformed my physique in 90 days. I healed my acne and my back pain. I regained my health and my vitality. And I developed extreme motivation for the gym, for health, and just overall life. But before we get too far into this, I just want to go over who this program is for, just so I'm not wasting your time or I'm not wasting my time. Because if you want to unlock true health and you have tried and failed using mainstream fitness methods and you're ready for a sustainable lifetime health transformation, this is for you. If you want to lose 10 to 50 pounds of stubborn body fat without being hungry or eating gross food, i.e. eating down that gross chicken, rice and broccoli, quinoa, tilapia, that is not in this diet. This is sustainable. This is going to be food that you want to eat, that you look forward to eating. And if you're wanting to pack on muscle and have the six-pack you dreamed of, this is for you. And if you're tired of being inconsistent, low energy, low vitality, and just overall ugly, to be honest, this is for you. And if you're done accepting the average life of being fat, pale, and depressed, then this is for you, brother. Now we have to go into who this is not for. Now this is not for people who are not willing to open your mind and try new approaches to health and fitness. If you want to continue spinning your wheels using mainstream fitness methods, this is not for you. Like if you're going to come to me and be like, well, my favorite bodybuilder said I need to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli. This is not for you, brother. If you're looking for quick fixes that lead to no meaningful lifestyle or overall change in your whole life that has a positive impact on you for the rest of your life, this is not for you. I'm not going to tell you to hop on Ozempic or hop on peptides. This is actual lifestyle change that you can implement for the rest of your life. And if you're not willing to dedicate at least 4 hours a week to the gym, this is not for you. And think about this. 4 hours is 1 hour for 4 days. So everyone has at least 2 days off a week. So that's training 2 days on your off day and then only 2 days after work. If you can't get that done, brother, then this program is not for you. And if you refuse to eat nutrient-dense foods like beef and eggs, this is not for you. If you're going to come to me and say, well, my doctor says that it causes high cholesterol, this is not for you. If you're going to listen to your fat doctor, then go ahead and listen to your doctor. But this program is not for you. And if you're content being the average, fat, pasty, white, depressed male, this is absolutely not for you. Now let me share the truth with you, brother, because you don't need to spend hundreds on supplements or peptides, or you don't need to be eating bland food like chicken, rice, and broccoli to obtain true health. You see, most men fail to realize that our ancestors stayed jacked and shredded year-round because they got their gym in every day. They worked out daily. Exercise wasn't some hobby for them. Like in today's modern world, like working out is a hobby. For our ancestors, it was just a way of life. They were out hunting, they were building stuff, like they just had to exercise. It was part of their life. They were basically day laborers for their whole life. And they spent their whole day outside under the sun. Like literally they were outside all day long. It wasn't until like the last 100 years until we've been spending all day inside avoiding the sun. Like literally humans evolved with the sun. And then our ancestors ate nutrient-dense diets consisting mainly of red meat, fruit, and raw dairy. They weren't eating broccoli or corn. Like if you look at broccoli and corn before it was domesticated, it was literally this big. It was tiny. There was no way you could survive off of just broccoli and corn. And this right here, is a great representation of just how humans evolved and why the modern world is just killing our vitality. So if you look at this chart here, see present day is right here. 1776 is when America was founded. 0 AD is when Jesus was born. So right here is when Jesus was born, and this was the rest of human history. So for this part of history, we were literally eating red meat, outside, under the sun, working out, gym, tan, beef. For this part of history, and literally since the 1900s, have we only been inside eating processed food and not working out. This small little section here is our time not being under the sun, not working out, and not eating beef. While this whole section, we have literally been gym, tan, beefing. This is how we evolved as humans. And what does this lead to? Well, it leads to a bunch of chronic diseases because we didn't have a lot of these problems back in the 1800s. And I want to show you a chart here because this chart perfectly sums up everything that's wrong in today's modern society. Like, this is the graph of people with chronic health conditions. So by 2030, literally 50% of people are going to be suffering from chronic health issues. 50%. That means if you meet someone in public, that there's a 50-50 chance that that person is chronically sick. That is sad. That is so sad. And the perfect example of this is Native Americans, because no culture has been exposed quicker to the modern world than Native Americans. And if you look at these old school Native Americans, they took these pictures back in the 1800s before they were domesticated people. You can see how chiseled their jawlines were. They have high cheekbones. They were thin. And then if you guys know modern Native Americans, I hate to say it, but they're all fat and they're all ugly, like, just to be honest. And then to take it even more in an esoteric route, like, look at ancient history. All the ancient statues were jacked, shredded men. And only today have we lost that standard of wanting to be jacked and shredded, because avoiding nature has made us fat, sick, weak, inflamed, depressed, and overall just low energy. But don't worry, brother, I'm not going to let that happen to you. I refuse to let another man fall to that. Because with Gym Tan Beef, there's no such thing as I'm not disciplined enough, or I don't have enough time, or I have bad genetics, or that crazy nature stuff won't work for me. Because, dude, this isn't rocket science. We are simply reconnecting you to your most natural state, allowing you to thrive like our early ancestors. We were not designed to be fat, weak, and depressed animals that are trapped inside all day. Like, there's even studies that show that only monkeys in zoos masturbate. Monkeys in the wild do not masturbate because they're living in their natural environment. And think about yourself. You're probably going through something like that too. Like, we were designed to be happy, healthy, and full of vitality. And if you want that person to be you, happy, healthy, full of vitality, I'm going to show you exactly how to pack on muscle while shredding fat in 90 days, how to reach ultimate levels of energy and vitality, and how to implement not a diet, but a way of eating and exercise. I hate calling it a diet because in today's modern world, eating somewhat healthy is called a diet. This is literally how humans have eaten for hundreds of thousands of years. Like, go back to that chart. This is how we have literally evolved to eat. It's not a diet. It's a way of eating, how we literally evolved to eat. And I'm also going to show you how to heal chronic issues like acne and back pain. And now this program isn't specified on that, but these are just things that everyone suffers from in the modern world. Like, every time you meet someone, they either have acne or back pain. I had both. And these are just chronic issues that come from modern diets and modern lifestyles. And I'm going to show you exactly how to personally tailor all these practices to your daily life. But first, in case you don't know me, I'm going to give you a backstory on how I got here. Because it's been 8 years since I got here and how I developed Gym Tan Beef. And I kind of broke down all of my phases because you guys have probably gone through a lot of the same things I have. And the first one I want to start with is the gym bro. Now right here, I was your basic gym bro doing your 3 hour workouts, eating chicken, rice, broccoli, vegetables, egg whites. I wasn't eating the yolk. I literally had a bodybuilding coach here and he didn't have me eat the yolks because no fat, because fat equals fat. And that's mainstream fitness advice you just have to throw out. Because look how like bloated I was here. And a lot of this bloat was from supplements. Like literally I was taking anything I could get my hands on. Creatine, L-carnitine, glutamine, like vitamin D capsules, literally anything I could buy at a GNC, I was buying. I was wasting my money on it. Now, I spent a good amount of time outside because I was in college and I was doing intramurals, playing sports with my friends and partying outside. And overall, if you're getting sun every day, you're going to be pretty happy. Like, I didn't realize how inflamed I look here just because I was living high on life. Like, I was outside a lot. The sun will give you a lot of benefits, but you do need gym and beef in there as well. Like, you're going to learn how balance is crucial in this program. Now, my next stage of physique was the modern man. And my workout consisted of fork to mouth workouts. And I was eating fast food, processed food from restaurants and just crappy food, alcohol and weed all the time. And I was literally only going outside on holidays. This was on the 4th of July. And this was when I started my 9 to 5. And I literally just gave up. I gave up on the excuses of trying to work out. And this was the result here. You can see I have like bitch tits here, gyno, dude, man boobs, and so much fat here, no arms, like horrible look. And now eventually I got tired of this look and I was like, something has to change. So then I moved into what I call my boomer phase of training. And I call this my boomer phase of training because I want to compare it to like the old guys you see in the gym who basically just fuck around for 2 hours. They'll do like the leg extension and then they'll go do a couple curls and they're eating chicken, rice, and broccoli, like whatever the bodybuilders tell them. Like just what a boomer would understand, like your basic like internet gym bro knowledge. I was taking your creatine and protein, probably what a boomer would take, like your basic supplements. And then I was only outside when walking to an office, like a boomer. Literally only going outside because the sun's dangerous, only when I was walking into the office. And now this got so bad that I knew I had to change that. So I went over to the carnivore diet. And this is my crash dieter phase. Because I think there is a place for carnivore, and I think that carnivore does work, but it's just not sustainable long term, especially if you're trying to build muscle and you're working out constantly. Carbs are going to be the most efficient source for giving your muscles energy and filling your muscles full of glycogen. So with this, I was doing 1 hour workouts. I was doing them fasted, like I said, carnivore, and then I was doing no supplements, and then I was doing 2 walks a day with my dog. I got a dog, so I was going outside more with my dog. But basically, I was doing fasted 1 hour workouts because I was so fat. I was like, I just want to lose weight as quick as possible. And I call this a crash diet is because for about a year, I would go a month carnivore and then I would crash out for a month because it wasn't sustainable. Then I'd be fat again. Then I'd be like, oh, I have to go carnivore for a month. And literally, I just did that cycle for a year. Like carnivore was just not sustainable for me. But later on in the presentation, you'll see how I can utilize that to help you lose fat, like with my client Joseph, but we'll go through that later. Because my next phase, I fell back into the modern man. And again, I was just eating fork to mouth, fast food, processed food at restaurants, alcohol, weed, and only outside on holidays. Because after crash dieting and doing carnivore, I was so fed up with just the whole fitness thing and the whole working out and just nutrition. I just kind of gave up because after you crash diet for a while, if you've been through a crash diet, I'm sure you know, you're just like, fuck this, like, I'm just done with this. And that's when I eventually came to Gym Tan Beef. Because when I came to my second time hitting modern man status and I was looking like this again, I knew like things had to change for good. Like I had to make a long lasting change or my whole life was just going to be a roller coaster or I was just going to be fat the rest of my life. So then I started doing an hour and 30 workouts and I implemented a nose to tail animal based diet. So nose to tail means eating the whole animal organ meat, collagen, bone broth, bone marrow, as well as muscle meat. A lot of carnivores, they only eat muscle meat. But the thing is you don't get all your nutrients just from muscle meat. You're going to want organ meat, you're going to want tendons, you're going to want bone marrow. Those are all things that our ancestors ate. Our ancestors didn't kill an animal and just eat the muscle meat. No, in fact, the alpha would get the liver, would get the heart. Like the alpha got the organs because he knew that was the most nutritious. But gym tan beef requires no supplements, and it requires 3 times outside every day. And you can just see here, like this physique is just the ultimate best. Like no bloat, completely shredded. Like, man, great physique there. Now, like I was saying, gym tan beef is the method that I've built over 8 years of my own trial and error. But I'm going to break it down here for you for free. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to outline the entire process A to Z so you know exactly how to use gym tan beef. And if you want to shred fat and pack on muscle in 90 days, if you want to reach ultimate levels of energy and vitality, and if you want to, again, implement not a diet, a way of eating and exercise that is sustainable for life, then this is for you. To heal chronic issues like acne or back pain, or just to ascend ugliness. Like everyone wants to look good, you'll have more confidence, and the guys that say they don't are just coping. So now I'm going to give you a simple overview of the whole gym tan beef program. And I break it into phases of the sun. And this is super esoteric. And I want to make this fun. I make this fun for my clients. Like, this is a fitness and lifestyle transformation. I'm not going to make this phase 1, phase 2 boring shit. So we're doing Latin sun phases here. Nox profunda, which means the deep night. And I want you to think about this like before you're getting ready for like a football game in high school and you're just like preparing to fucking go to battle, because this is where we start building your mindset, your knowledge, and your habits. And then after that, we go into aurora, and that's the rising dawn. So you have to think of this as like you're coming out of the night and you're ready to take action. This is where we dial in your training, your nutrition. We start removing toxins that are nuking your testosterone, your energy and vitality, and you're going to feel like a new man. But it gets better than that, because the last phase is Sol Invictus. And this is where we take your training and your nutrition to the next level. And this leads to your dream physique with true health and true happiness. Because once you have true health and you have your ideal physique, man, you're going to be confident. You're going to be happy in your body. You're going to be happy with full of energy. I mean, dude, the world can't stop you, brother. So now I'm going to show you how I optimize each one of these phases in the system to gain 20 pounds of muscle and lose 20 pounds of fat in 90 days while finding true health. And now it all has to start with your mindset. Because if you have a weak mindset, you're going to have no foundation. Because ultimately, bro, your mindset controls your whole life. And ultimately, you're in your current state because of your current mindset. And see, the modern world has warped your mind. It's done this through social media, through advertisements, through processed food, through fast food. Like, all this stuff is making you fat, sick, and ugly. Like, everything in society is designed to make you that way because it makes you a consumer. If you're addicted to fast food, you'll keep buying it, giving these companies your money. And then if you get fat, then you go to the hospital and you have to give the doctors money and you have to give the pharmaceutical industries money. It's all a money machine, and you have to look into it like that. Now, the modern world is to blame, but only you can change your current state. No one is coming to save you. Like, everyone was like, oh, RFK's in office, everything's gonna be good now. What did we get? A new fucking food pyramid. Oh, great. Yeah, no, you have to look out for yourself and make the change for your life and your family's life. Like, no one is coming to save you, bro. I promise. Now, your mindset all starts with identification. And if you're watching this video, you're probably already on this first step. You have identified that there is something wrong and something that needs to be changed. Now, after you identify it, you have to have faith that you can change it. Because if you don't have faith, then you're just going to think it's all over for yourself. And now once you have faith, you have to set up a structure for yourself. That structure will give you a direction. And once you have that direction with that structure, you have to make a commitment. You have to tell yourself that no matter what, I'm going to stick to this mindset. I'm going to stick to this gym tan beef no matter what. And you have to take action on it with ambition. And when I say you take action with ambition, that means massive action. You have to wake up every day trying to be the best version of yourself, trying to better yourself. If you're not waking up with ambition, you're just lollygagging through life, you're literally going to stay this NPC forever. But we want to get you over here to this Giga Chad. Now I want to go over what I use in my personal life to help me stay consistent and overall just have a clear path. And I call this mind, body, soul. So just like there's Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and gym tan beef, there's mind, body, soul. And you have to break down everything for your mental state, your physical state, and your spiritual state. Now this is going to set a clear path for you and give yourself a clear intention. Now without clear intentions, you're literally just this NPC over here, and you will be influenced unknowingly. Whether it's from a commercial, you see a fast food commercial, oh, a new Taco Bell item, I better go get that. That's how you're going to be influenced unknowingly. Or maybe you're at the office and your friends are like, hey, we're ordering pizza, you want some? And you're like, oh, well, I worked hard today, I might as well. If you don't have clear intentions, you're going to be this NPC just going around with the crowd. And that is not what we want. This is what keeps you consistent no matter what life throws at you. And you need to reevaluate this almost every day. Well, not reevaluate, but at least think about it every day. And one thing that comes to mind here is like for the gym. So for the mind, I have for my future kids. Now, this used to be just to get chicks. Literally, when I was in college, I was only lifting to get girls. Now, that's fine. You can have that motivation. In fact, I think that's one of the strongest motivations. But it always fails because what do you see? When guys get the chick, then they get fat because they lose that initial motivation. So that's why you have to check it every day. And a lot of when I was going through that up and down dieting is because I lost that mental state. So like for the gym, for my mentality, it's for my future kids. Physically, I want to look sick. And then for my spiritual, I just want to conquer my inner bitch. So if there's ever a day where I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go to the gym, then I have to think, why do I go to the gym? And then I think, okay, for my future kids, okay, I want to be a good example. And then, okay, body, I want a sick physique. Yeah, I want to be jacked. Okay. And then you go for my soul. I want to conquer my inner bitch. Oh, my inner bitch that's literally telling me right now that I'm too tired to go work out. I better get up and go to the gym. Like it's literally that easy. And then like for tan, for my mind, literally when you get out in the sun, you release serotonin and you're literally going to get addicted to this. So when I don't want to go outside, I have to think, oh, I don't want to go outside. But then I think, oh, well, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to literally get a serotonin boost. I'm going to get my energy up. My metabolism is going to be better, which gets me more shredded. And then I'm going to be able to connect with God. Like I love nature because God created it, and being in God's creation, you just clear your head. You're able to think more. And like literally when I'm quiet in nature, that's when all my thoughts come to me. This will be different for everyone. You just should write these down and reevaluate them. Because if one of these start to slip, then your whole physique and your whole foundation will start to slip. Okay, now let's go into knowledge. Now, knowledge is going to be big because I can tell you all day not to eat seed oils or that you need to go to the gym, but you're just going to be asking me why. You know, if you don't actually understand it, you're not going to take it to heart and take massive action on it. Now, knowledge. You want to get the most out of the gym. Now, there's a lot of noise out there when it comes to training advice, and the truth is that effective training is really pretty simple. And after 8 years of my own trial and error, I found that a mix of hypertrophy and power training is the most effective for maximum gains. Now, you want to keep it simple. All you need is dumbbell, barbells, and cable machines and simple movements. You don't need these bands workouts or these crazy calisthenics. If you want a physique like this, you literally just need basic gym equipment. And then you want to design a custom plan based off of your unique body and your unique goal. So many people come to me and they're like, well, I got this plan off ChatGPT and I haven't been seeing results. And it's like, well, you asked a freaking robot. Like sometimes when I ask ChatGPT stuff, it gets it wrong and I have to ask it to correct itself. Like ChatGPT is often telling you things that you want to hear and it's not giving you the right information. And the same thing goes with these influencers. They're like, hey, like my post and I'll send you my workout. That workout is for them and their goals. Like if you don't have the same goals as them, the same genetics, then what makes you think their workout is going to work the same? And last, you have to track every set. And I hate this mentality of count your chemicals, not your calories. That's good if you just want to be a basic guy in basic shape, maybe like 20% body fat. But if you want to build a next level physique, you have to count your calories. And think about it this way. Like if you were building a house, you would know exactly how much money you're spending on wood, on concrete, on brick. Like why would you treat your body, your meat house, any different? Like, you literally don't want to know how much protein you're eating, how much carbs, or how much fat you're getting. We live in an age where we can track all this stuff and you can dial it in on a dot. Like, a lot of people will say that this is slavery, that you have to track something and it takes away from your life. It gives to my life because it makes my life easier. I can literally map up all my food. I know exactly what I'm going to eat the next day and there's no guessing. Like, tomorrow, I already know I'm going to wake up, I'm going to eat 6 eggs, I'm going to eat 1 potato for lunch. For breakfast, I'm going to eat 300 grams of chicken. For dinner, I'm going to eat 300 grams of beef with 100 grams of beef liver. I already know. Like, there's guys waking up being like, oh, I guess I'll make burgers. And, oh, but what happens when there's not burgers at the store? You forget to get burgers after work. Then you go home, all you have is potato chips and you fall back on those potato chips. I promise you, tracking is what's going to actually change your physique and take it to the next level. Now, knowledge on tan. The knowledge I'm going to give you on tan is all the benefits and why I get my tan every day. And now tan is more than just a skin tan. Tan equals nature. It means sun exposure, cold and heat exposure, and grounding. And now the sun increases testosterone through vitamin D. It also gives you vitality and energy. It powers your mitochondria. Like, what people don't know is that the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, and they're actually UV powered. They're also cold powered, but they're mainly UV powered. So when you're getting out in the sun, you're literally powering your body at that cellular level. And then the sun is going to clear your acne. Like, literally, if you have back acne, face acne, the UV rays is going to kill that bacteria and nuke it. Like, I literally think that's why I get no pimples, is because I'm always in the UV and my skin is always being cleared of that bacteria. So if you have acne, get out in the sun. And plus, a tan gives you at least a +2 in attractiveness. Like, everyone looks better with a good tan. I don't think there's one person who doesn't look better with a good tan. So if you want to look better, then just freaking get a tan, and you're also going to get all these health benefits. And it's also going to improve your sleep recovery. Just by getting up in the morning and getting sun in your eyes, that tells your body to start producing melatonin in 12 hours. You're literally setting yourself up for success first thing in the morning when you go outside. And then heat and cold exposure, that's going to supercharge your metabolism. And think about your modern life. Literally everyone lives in a 72-degree bubble. In the winters, you stay in a nice heated indoor house or office, and then in the summers, you stay in AC all day long. You're literally in a 72-degree bubble all year long. Like, look, I'm getting my tan out here in the snow because I know my metabolism needs it. Because you have to look at your metabolism like taking steroids. If you stay in a 72-degree bubble year round, your metabolism is like, well, I don't have to work anymore, so might as well shut this down. Like, your body's like, why am I wasting this energy? Your body's efficient. It's going to know you're not using your metabolism, so it's just going to shut it down, just like when you take steroids and your body's going to shut down your natural testosterone production. It's the same thing. Your body is smart and knows how to utilize things and make your body energy efficient. So you want to get outside, whether it's hot or cold, to adjust your metabolism. Like, you constantly want your metabolism going up and down, because that's what keeps it on its toes, and that's what keeps you shredded. When your metabolism is firing quick, you're going to be warm, you're going to be hot, you're going to be shredding fat quick. And then last but not least, grounding. Grounding cures inflammation and anxiety. So you can see right here, this is a back before grounding and then after grounding. And I'm not going to lie, I know it sounds freaking crazy, but literally after 2 weeks of grounding, I used to have chronic lower back pain and it all went away. Now you have to mix this with tan altogether, because tan you have to get outside 3 times a day. So that's getting up out of your chair and walking around. Now what that does is it lengthens your hip flexors. When you sit in a chair all day, your hip flexors get tight. Therefore that puts the load on your lower back. And again, everyone wonders why they have lower back pain, and it's everyone that sits all day. That's why it's a chronic issue. So not only is getting up and tanning going to help your lower back pain by relieving the inflammation, it's also going to lengthen your hip flexors and literally just live like a human was meant to live, standing up. Our ancestors were not sitting in chairs all day. They were standing up, they were running, they were hunting all day long. All right, now let's get into the knowledge of beef. So this is where we're going to get into the knowledge of the diet. So the diet is going to be just an animal-based diet. And beef doesn't just mean red meat. It includes all whole foods from an animal-based diet. I like to just use beef because it's the most nutrient-dense food that you should eat absolutely every day, because you want to be getting your micronutrients. These micronutrients are what tells your body that you're full, and it tells your body that you're satisfied. That's why you can eat chicken, rice, and broccoli and still feel hungry after, or a bag of potato chips. Like, you can eat a whole bag of potato chips, a whole bag of Oreos, and still feel hungry because your body's saying, give me more nutrients, but you're refusing to give it the nutrients, so it's literally asking for more food. It doesn't apply to steak, to eggs, to all these on the animal-based diet, because it's actually giving your body those micronutrients that it craves. And again, this isn't a diet, it's a way of eating. Let's go back to this chart here. Literally, for this part of human history, we have been eating animal-based. And up until here, we've been eating processed food, chicken, rice, and broccoli. All that bullshit. And that brings me into my next point. Zero processed food. Processed food is literally made to be addictive for you. It's made to hit your bliss point. Like scientists, they have food scientists for these companies, and they make it to hit on your salt, your sweetness, and your crunch. They literally make it so you become addicted, because they want you addicted to the food so you keep buying it. They're literally like drug dealers. So if the health reasons aren't enough for you to quit eating processed food, then maybe it's the fact that they're trying to make you addicted to it that should make you want to quit. Everyone has their own different reasons, mind, body, and soul. That can be one of them. That's one of them for me. Now, you also want to set a daily protein and calorie goal. Now, again, a lot of people say count your chemicals, not your calories, but we're not trying to look average. We're trying to take our physiques to the next level. We're trying to be jacked. We're trying to be shredded. You wouldn't build a house without tracking what's going into it. You wouldn't build your body without tracking what's going into it. And to be honest, like I said, it's going to give you freedom, because you're already going to know what you're going to eat, and it's going to put your day on autopilot and just make it a breeze for you. Now, I have more information in videos for my one-on-one coaching clients. I have a personalized dashboard where they have all the videos available to them. I would include more information on here, but this would be like a 24-hour long video. So if you want more information, go look it up yourself. But if you're interested in one-on-one coaching and you want to learn more about it, then you can go in the description below, and there's a link for a coaching qualification call. We can see if you're a good fit for the program. But with that, let's get into the next phase of the program. So the next phase of the program is going to be building your habits. And now habits are something that everyone miss, especially in like the carnivore community. Not a lot of people are preaching building your habits. They're just like, just eat a steak and be happy. The thing is that may work for like Sean Baker, that may work for Michaela Peterson, but it's not going to work for absolutely everyone, because it didn't work for me. Now, motivation fades, willpower is unreliable, and life is unpredictable. When habits become automatic, you no longer have to rely on motivation or willpower. And I break these down for you into different laws. You want to make a new habit obvious. So if you're just starting the gym, put a clear trigger. Put your gym bag by the door, or lay your gym clothes out on your bed in the morning, like literally sleep in them if you have to. Make it attractive. Pair something enjoyable with something you hate. Like something I did is I used to really like the show Kill Tony, so I could only watch that show while at the gym or listen to it. That was my like incentive to get there. So incentivize yourself like that. If you like a Netflix show and you know it's trash for you, and you're going to watch it anyways, at least go watch it at the gym on the Stairmaster, on the treadmill, or at least watch it outside, like under the sun. Like try and make something positive out of a negative. And then you want to make it easy. Now, I say a 2-minute rule here. Really, you want it to be a 10-second rule. Like they say your brain has no choice to change after or before 10 seconds. So if you think I want to go to the gym, you immediately have to get up, or at least within 10 seconds, and go to the gym, or your chance decreases significantly if you wait after 10 seconds. And then make it satisfying. Track your progress and reward effort. Again, that's why we track our food. That's why we track our workouts, because we want to make it satisfying. Because you're not going to see changes right away every day. You see yourself every day in the mirror, so you're not going to look different one day to the next. You're going to look different after a month. But if you don't have that constant motivation, you're going to give up. So that's what these inputs do. As long as you know you're in your caloric deficit, as long as you know that you're hitting your protein goal, as long as you know that you're going up in weight and you're tracking your workouts, you know you're putting in the inputs. Therefore, the output has to eventually manifest. It gives you that confidence, and it overall just makes you stick to it because you're not going to see results right away. Now, to go further in the habits, what you want to do is you're going to want to write them down and then put them where you can see them visually every day or every morning. Now, what I do with my clients is I have them do this personalized habit worksheet where I write all these out for them and we work through these together. So like, for example, after I drink my morning coffee, I'll do 50 sit-ups. So actually you should do the sit-ups before the coffee, but you're pairing something that you like caffeine, with something that you're not really fond of. So you're literally setting like a dopamine loop in your brain. And again, I have my clients put this on their bathroom mirror. Here's a good example. Like if you are interested in my one-on-one coaching, you're going to have access to this and we'll go through it one-on-one together. But if not, build out something like this for yourself, put it on your bathroom mirror, and you'll be able to look at it every morning and remind yourself about what you need to be doing. And again, I have a whole habits module where we go over exactly how to keep and build habits you need for the program. We even go over creating a Google Calendar for yourself. Literally, this program is just made to build a solid foundation for you. So again, after you're done with the program, you no longer need me. All right, now let's move into the next section of the program. And that phase is Aurora, or the Rising Dawn. Now, this is where you're going to start feeling yourself. You've had like a month under your belt of gym tan beef and you're feeling like a new guy. But before we get into how we dial in training, nutrition, and remove toxins that are nuking your testosterone, your energy, and vitality, I want you to hear from my client Brennan about what he experienced on Gym Tan Beef.
My name's Brennan Myers. I've been working with Gym Tan Beef for a little over 6 months now. First and foremost, it's been one of the most rewarding 6 months of my life in terms of the fitness world. A little bit more about me before I got in contact with Gym Tan Beef. I'm an ex-athlete. I played basketball my entire life. I had a very broad and general overview of the fitness world and the basics of how to work out, nothing too specific. Before I met Gym Tan Beef, I was working out by myself 6 to 7 times a week. No real instruction for the workouts, not a lot of variety. No one really telling me what to eat, when to eat it. It was basically just try to eat as much protein as you can. There's no real direction in any way of where I was going. Everything is tailored specifically toward me and my goals. We have one-on-one calls regularly. If I ever need to talk to him about something, he's always more than willing to hop on a quick call with me and give me all the information I actually need. Because he's already gone through the trial and error of seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, In my life, that is absolutely something I needed. I work a 9 to 5 regular job. I used the excuse that I didn't have enough time to do the research, but at the end of the day, it was just an excuse. So I figured partnering with Gym Tan Beef was my best option. Having someone to tell me exactly what to work out, when to work out, exactly what to eat. My programs change every single month. There's a lot of variety. There's no plateaus in my progress. And to summarize it, basically in the last 6 months of working with Gym Tan Beef, I've seen more results in my life than I did the previous full year. And one thing, he just provides you with everything you need to know, all the relevant information. It's up to you at the end of the day. If you're not seeing results working with Gym Tan Beef, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I actually working hard? Because he's more than equipped me with everything I need to be absolutely the best I can be as a man. My body feels absolutely phenomenal. I've never felt stronger. I've never felt healthier. My favorite thing about working with Gym Tan Beef by far is never once has he told me to go and buy a supplement or take this at this time. What he preaches is essentially go out, get some fresh air every day, eat whole, good foods, healthy, get your ass to the gym to work out, and work hard. As long as you do those 4 things, he takes all the thinking out of your life for you. All you have to do is show up and be great. And I mean, I couldn't be more happy with all the work we've done. I am beyond excited for all the work that's to come for us too. And I 10 out of 10 could not recommend working with Gym Tan Beef enough. He leads by example. He's doing it right there with you. And I just couldn't be more happy and more grateful for the positive impact he's had on my life. Your health should always come first. Investing in my health always has a positive ROI on every other aspect of my life. I'm a better son. I'm a better uncle. I'm a better brother, better friend from it, better at work, everything. If you're thinking about partnering with Gym Tan Beef, absolutely go ahead and do it. It is worth every single penny. Can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me.
There you have it. So how are we going to dial in your gym? So basically, now that we have your solid foundation, you have your mindset, your knowledge, and your habits, it's time to build your meat castle on that foundation. Now, you have a solid month of training under your belt, and from here, we just want to dial in your workouts to hit any weak spots that you want to focus on and really just achieve your exact individual goal. So again, Joe wanted that V taper, that V-shaped look. Joseph just wanted to burn fat without cardio. So I just had him do high volume exercises. So he literally was gaining muscle while burning fat. Joe was doing a lot of twisting ab motions to bring in his core and bring in his abs. We did a lot of ab focus for him. And then Brendan wanted a wider frame with more bone density. So we did a lot of heavy lifting with him. And again, it should look different for everyone. Everyone is not the same. Like, you have 2 white guys here, 1 Asian guy, different races, different backgrounds. Like, they literally come from all different walks of life. And you think I'm going to give them the same exact program? No, everything is tailored exactly to you and your exact goals. It would just be stupid to follow someone else's. And then we dial in your beef. Now, the beef is, you're still eating an animal-based diet, but we're going to use these foods to optimize your individual goal. Now, Joe wanted the slow, steady cut. So we did simple carbs before his workout. So he got that energy boost before his workout, and he was able just to really like cut down without having complex carbs that would be in his system for too long. Joseph wanted to lose a lot of weight quickly, so we did carnivore ketosis. Now again, carnivore is not sustainable long term, but we can implement it short term if you want to lose weight quickly, just like we did with Joseph here. And he also did fasted workouts. Again, something that's not sustainable, but something that can be used in the short term to reach your goal. Like, you can play with all these things. This is just knowledge I've gained after 8 years of trial and error. And Brandon wanted that lean bulk, so we did complex carbs before his workout. So he had those complex carbs so he'd get bigger, more of that glycogen in his muscle, more hypertrophy, more muscle building. So you can see how I'm playing with all their foods to reach their individual goals. And then next, we're going to dial in your tan. Now, everyone's life is different, but you're going to have to make time to tan. And what I run into with my one-on-one clients is just really like troubleshooting when they have time to tan. And I did this in my own personal life. Like when I was working a 9 to 5, I would literally go to the top of my parking garage in Dallas, Texas, unbutton my dress shirt, and just walk around the top of the parking garage with my shirt off. That's what I would do for tan. And we implemented this with one of them. But like with Joe, he would just walk his dog in the morning. Then at noon, he would go eat lunch on a park bench. He would just drive to a park, find a good bench, chill there, chill outside. He said he wasn't really in the sun, but he was just like literally under a tree chilling outside. But you can still see the difference in his skin tone. Like he's still tan. Like what you don't realize is that the UV can penetrate through multiple layers of clothes. I think it's up to 6 layers of clothes are needed to fully block out the UV. So even if you're just outside under the sun, you're still going to get some UV on your skin. Now, Joseph's was a little different. He just had a backyard coffee. He just sat in his chair in his backyard in the morning, drank his coffee. Again, he's doing those habits. He's pairing his coffee with his tan. He's making those positive dopamine loops in his mind. And then at noon, he was the one who did the parking lot walk. He was like, bro, I don't know, I only have 30 minutes for lunch and there's no park nearby. I was like, here's what I did, man. I went to the top of the parking garage and just took my shirt off. And he's like, I'm going to do that too, brother. And you can see, look at his skin color difference. He's so white and pasty here. And then over here, he's so much more tan. And then at the night, he again went for a walk around his neighborhood. And then Brennan, in the morning, he just wanted to stretch in the backyard. So that's what he did. He lays out a yoga mat and he stretches, in the morning. And then at noon, he would eat outside. He said at his office complex, there's a little outdoor area. He just went out there and ate. He said he's the only one who would eat out there, but eventually people started coming out and eating with him. They're like, we never saw anyone use this area. So he said he even made friends and he was able to like make other people healthier too. So you never really know who you're affecting. Like, don't think you're weird for doing this. Like, other people might want to go outside. They just think that no one else is doing it, so they look weird. And then at the night, he would walk around his neighborhood as well. So next we have to do eliminating toxins. Now, I don't want to do this at the start of the program because you're already going to be going through a lot. When you're starting the program, when you're doing Nox per fauna, you're already going to be in your deep night. So you're already going to have to be making adjustments to new foods. You already have to make adjustments to going to the gym. The last thing we want to do is start like throwing in a bunch of noise. But when you hit phase 2, this is when things start to get serious. So the modern world is full of toxins that are nuking your testosterone, your metabolism, and your energy. So your plastic kitchen cookware, your skin and hair care products, your deodorant, your cologne, your toothpaste, they're all full of endocrine disruptors that lower your testosterone and raise your estrogen, and they also throw your T3 and T4 out of whack. Your T3 and T4 control your thyroid hormone. Everything is hormonal in your body. So when you're eating out of plastic Tupperware and you heat it up in the microwave, that leaches in your food. There's literally endocrine disruptors in the scents in most body lotions. So I would literally make my own body lotion. This is deodorant I bought from, it's called the Van Man. And then this is tooth remineralization powder that I bought. Because like fluoride in toothpaste, it nukes your T3 and T4, killing your metabolism. So just little stuff like this allows you to take your physique to the next level. And now I have a whole DIY non-toxic database with the exact recipes to make these anabolic care products. These are all available for my one-on-one clients. I'm sure you can find something similar if you look them up online, but these are just recipes that me and my wife went through trial and error, and you're able to make these products for like half of the cost. Like tallow lotion like I have here, a little jar like this usually costs like $50-$60. If you make it yourself, it literally costs like $4. It's cheaper than real lotion and it hydrates better. Like my skin's never been better. I don't break out anymore. Like it's just a savior. Like a lot of like the acne stuff too is just cutting out this shit because it's throwing off your hormones and you're literally rubbing hormone disrupting chemicals on your skin and then you wonder why you're breaking out. And ultimately there's a lot more toxins that we can cut out, but these are just the basics that are mainly nuking your test and nuking your metabolism. So these are the most important. If you're really serious about removing toxins, we can get into more of that in my one-on-one, but those are only if you really like seriously want to like really change your health and vitality. But let's move on to the next phase, which is going to be Sol Invictus. Sol Invictus means new sun or your rebirth. Now this is where we take your training and your nutrition to the next level. This is what leads to your dream physique with true health and true happiness. Congratulations, brother. You're going to be a new man after this. And let me show you exactly how this is done. So basically, now that you've made it this far in Gym Tan Beef, it's just going to be automatic for you. Like literally, we built those habits. You're just going to wake up and go to the gym. You're just going to wake up and want to go outside. You're just going to wake up and eat beef. It's just like who you are now. Like you're effortlessly happy and healthy now. So now that you're happy and healthy, you cleared your acne, your back pain's gone, you're getting out in the sun, you're getting your beef in, you're getting your gym in effortlessly, we can just dial in on your physique. Like nothing is holding you back now. This is when you can become your optimal self. So like for Joe, we just had to make tweaks in his diet. He wanted to get so diced that we had to cut out red meat. So we added chicken for the shred, but because chicken lacks micronutrients, I added in a lot of organ meat for him. Again, so he had that satiety. So he could get the protein and the low fat from the chicken, but he was still getting the micronutrients from that organ meat. Like this is, again, all from my 8 years of experience, trial and error. This is how you do sustainable cuts. Not doing chicken, rice, broccoli, tilapia, and egg whites. That will never work. You will always crash out. And then Joe was doing daily abs, again, with a lot of twisting motions to bring in that waist, get that V taper. And man, dude's looking like a new man. Beer belly to V taper. And then Joseph, after carnivore, we did animal based. So he did carnivore for 3 months. And then after he lost that 102 pounds, we went to animal based. Now what these carbs did when we reintroduced carbs is they blew up his muscles. Like you can see his arms are pretty big here. His shoulders are capped. And with these carbs in his system, we were really able to focus on muscle development. So yeah, his shoulders, his arms, his chest, like you can see, I mean, he has loose skin here. If this wasn't here, he would have abs. Like you can see the outline here. But I'm utilizing these things just to dial in your physique and make it easier for you. Like the last thing I would want to do is make this harder for you guys. Like for Brennan, what he did, he cut out carbs, but his only carb was raw milk. Again, he wanted that bigger frame. So we had to give him that bone growth. We had to give him those stronger bones, those bigger bones. Raw milk has a lot of IGF-1 in it. IGF-1 is going to lead to bigger bones. And then we increased his volume. So in the beginning, he was doing a lot of strength exercise to, again, increase that bone density. When you do like heavier weights, it does make your bones stronger. So I'm talking about like reps of 8, like 5, like low reps, but up here we took him up to like 15 reps, and then this is when we started getting his shoulders capped and getting him really vascular. Okay, so I hope I covered everything for you. That was all of Gym Tan Beef and how I changed my physique and how I changed my clients' physiques. Now, I want to offer you something. If you're fat, weak, and depressed, you're unmotivated, you're suffering from acne or chronic illness like IBS or back pain, or you're just not happy with the person you see in the mirror, and you're ready to find true health and happiness, and you just want to be confident in your physique, and you're ready to stop wasting your time following mainstream fitness advice, then I want to help you transform your physique while achieving true health and happiness in 90 days using Gym Tan Beef, or I'll work with you for free. Now, this is if you fit my program, and you can schedule a coaching qualification call in the description below. And this is just to see if you'd be a good fit, because again, the last thing I'd want to do is waste your or my time. But I'd love to talk to you, brother, and see if you're a good fit. I hope you learned a lot. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you get out there after this, get your gym, get your tan, and get your beef in. Gym Tan Beef out.